Okay, welcome. We are doing this. Okay, the title, I'm sure you've seen it, Net Worth Marketing. Now, before we dig in here, let me qualify this post because I know it's going to be controversial, and I know that some of you are already coming for me just because of how I worded the title. I know there is value in network marketing. Okay, I do. I know it. I have seen firsthand people make a ton of money. This is not a post or an argument about whether or not you can make money doing network marketing. Okay. This is not what this is about. I wanted to share with you a huge aha moment um, that happened for me after I had this epic, massive failure in an MLM company. It was a moment that actually pushed me forward and helped me to launch that book. It helped me to get into a space where I was like, I'm writing the second book, and that's coming out in February. And it helped me to move into now creating the full course and program on the 28-day strategy that is going to be coming out in the spring, right? So, yes, it was a huge epic failure and I failed big time, but it also was something that unlocked some really good stuff for me. And I'm so grateful. So, no, this is not an argument about whether or not you should join an MLM, whether or not you should try network marketing, whether or not you should do social selling. It's not an argument for any of those things. I just wanted to share with you guys this epic aha moment and how, because of support and love from friends and from people around me, I was able to take this fail and move it forward into something fantastic that I'm super, super proud of. Okay. So, what was this moment? What am I talking about, right? That moment, well, okay, it went like this. I will be honest, I have spent years trying every single network marketing company under the sun in an attempt to find a company and a product and a team that would finally catapult me like woo into this place of financial freedom and financial comfort, right? I wanted to find that place where I could work from my phone anywhere on the planet. And I really wanted to find something that would help me so that I could be more present, be more in the moment, all those things. I really was searching for all those things. And I was searching for great products that were going to help my health and my wellness and move all those things forward. Okay. Um I worked really hard at it too. I really did. I worked super hard. I did tons of research on these companies, on these products. I found great products over and over again. I really did. I found amazing products. I found amazing people that aligned with how I felt and what I wanted for my life, as well as my family's life. And one of the things I did have was these amazing moments of growth in my mindset because I was aligning with people who were growing. So it just naturally happened. And there were so many more benefits I could get into. But I never made the money the leaders did. I never made the money. So I would go out and search for another company. I would find even greater company, even greater products. I would get even better results for myself, for my clients, for those people around me, right? That were willing to try yet another product with me. And these people would have amazing results, and I would have amazing results. And of course, because I had done my research, I had found great products. I just kept digging in because one thing you have to understand about these companies is that these companies are always looking to improve and gain market share. That's what they do, right? They want to make more money. That's what companies do. Doesn't matter if it's Walmart or a network marketing company. All companies are looking on ways to try and get better, right? So, which is a good thing, because if you're in a company that is kind of stagnated and is like, we're good where we are, we're making enough money, it's fine, you're not going to get those innovations, those products that move the company forward. So it was a good thing. And I always join these companies like hot and keen, ready to like bust open the glass ceiling and to rank up and to hit the top and to make all the money, right? But it never happened for me. And I would always get to the point where I was making enough money to cover the costs of my involvement in the company, like whether or not it was products or whatever it was. I always made enough to cover it. And then I would plateau there. So this pattern, it happened on repeat over and over and over again. Like literally, I'm ashamed to say that it just kept happening. It just kept repeating over and over and over again. Right. And then I joined another company again. I was looking for the right thing. I felt like this was the right thing that would finally get me to the place that I wanted to be, right? Um I joined and then I failed it in epic fashion, right? I joined it and I was not able to just follow the simple plan set out by the top leader and mentor of our division. This is literally like she wanted us to call her the mentor all the time. And I had a problem with that because I didn't know her well enough to say that she was a mentor. And every time I said it, it felt icky. It didn't feel right in my body. It was like, oh, I don't really like this. Right. But that's a different part of the story. But the thing was, her plan was not meant for my area. She was American, and her area, the plan that she had, and some parts of Canada, it worked fantastic. Did not work for my area. And I was having a really hard time. I was doing like whatever she said, but it wasn't working. And then whenever I tried to do my own thing, it was like, no, you can't do that. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. But I wanted this success with this so badly. I really did. I used the cookie cutter information. I really just tried. I tried so hard. I wanted this to finally be something that, I could do that whole I retired my husband thing, right? And I just wanted to get to a place where we were able to do something fun and enjoyable together, where we weren't destroying our bodies, because we both have extremely physical jobs, and it's hard on your body to be doing what we're doing all day, day in, day out, right? And I was desperately trying this, but I was seeing, oh my God, I am failing at this big time. I could see it. I was watching it just crumble. And I literally just kind of felt the sense of grief come over me, just deep sadness and grief, because I felt like such a failure. I just felt like, God, I will never get this. I suck, right? That's how I felt. And I felt like I would never be good enough to be able to have a company that I could succeed in. I would never have what it takes to finally make it. And I I was the reason why I was failing, why we were failing. It was my fault. To be honest, I was not wrong at all. I was the reason. I can own that now. I was the reason why we were failing. And, but let me clarify, it was not for the reason that I thought. It wasn't because I wasn't good enough. Now, I gave up on the idea of having a multi-million-dollar network marketing business completely when perimenopause came and started kicking my ass, right? And I've talked about this, how it just hit me so hard. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I gained 40 pounds in 4 months. My body was like, sit down and shut up. My spirit was just so dark. Everything was so hard. Everything was so hard. So I gave up on it. Completely gave up on it. I was like, perimenopause is kicking the ever living shit out of me, anyways. I'm just going to stop. I need to focus on me. I need to practice what I preach and preach what I practice, right? I did keep taking my support supplements. I had a company come across my path that I absolutely loved their stuff. And because I felt like such a failure in the company that I was with. I stopped taking theirs. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. Again, I could make like a 10-part series on this, but that's not what the point of today was. I just needed a break. And I needed to figure out my hormones. I needed to figure out my body. I needed to figure out, like, what the hell am I going through here? So I stopped and I worked on me, right? I took away the pressure to sell and to build a business. I just went to work, did my thing, came home, worked on me. I took away the pressure to talk about what I was doing for me. I just did it. If I wanted to talk about it, I did. But I no longer felt that pressure like I have to get on social media and I have to share that this is how I'm making my smoothie today. I took that pressure away from myself. A lot of times I did still share because I love to share my knowledge, but I didn't have the pressure. I detached from looking for something outside of myself to save me, and I started to look inside. What was going on inside? What was going on in my body, right? I really went inward. I went quiet. I went introspective. I kind of went dark. I kind of pushed every distraction out. Probably not the best thing, because that was a time when I just needed to focus on me, and I'm not apologizing for it. I know that it caused a lot of whoops. Don't hit your microphone. I know that it caused a lot of hurt for other people, and I'm really, really sorry about that, but I'm not sorry that I needed to work on me. Again, a whole nother podcast. I started to listen to my own body. I started to listen to my own knowledge. I started to be intuitive and ask for guidance. And I started to listen to what was being said to me from my own body, what it needed, what it wanted, all those kind of things. And I was actually in the middle of a journaling session when the big, like, oh my God moment happened. It was like, wham! There was a giant stampede of mother freaking elephants that ran me over. It hit me so hard. I was sitting there writing, and then boop, download. And this is what it said. This is what the download said. It never worked for me because I was constantly grasping for something outside of myself to make me feel good enough. Because I didn't think that what I brought to the table alone was good enough. Whoa. It hit me. And it's funny because I'm sure that I had heard those statements from like top leaders, from inspirational meditation coaches, but like people that push you. I'm sure I'd heard those words, but I needed to hear it from my inner self, from my higher self. I realized in that moment, for each and every company that I was trying to align myself with, I was reaching for a reason outside of me to feel good enough. I couldn't just sell my nutritional coaching programs without the backing of some supplement company, because insert a bazillion different reasons why I didn't feel good enough to just share with you my nutritional coaching programs. I couldn't just talk about plant medicines, about essential oils, about all these things that I love and use and research on a daily basis without the title of that company backing me, because insert a million reasons why I didn't feel good enough. I couldn't just work as a certified personal trainer, certified, well-educated personal trainer, without the use of this company's video library that would actually support my clients, because I wasn't good enough to do it on my own. Insert a bazillion reasons why again. I never felt like I was just good enough as is. I always had to have someone or something better on my side, just in case I failed, just in case my knowledge wasn't good enough, right? I was never going to be and never was successful in these companies because I never believed I was good enough as is. the mind frame I had in why I was joining the companies, why I was becoming part of these companies was what was holding me back. And that comes back to that lack mindset, whether it's a lack mindset about money, a lack mindset about who you are. It didn't matter. It was a lack mindset. And that mind frame was like pushing me and stopping me where I was. I would get to that place and I would be stopped because I didn't believe I was good enough to just offer what I knew and to be of service for what I knew. Right? So I found that as I started to address the physical things that were going on in my body in this phase, right? These massive shifts that were going on with perimenopause running me over like elephants. I was starting to see changes. And as these physical things changed, I had to face the emotions that were the reasonings behind these physical things. The reason I got to this place, why do I feel this way? Why is my body shutting down? What is going on? Face that. There's an emotional component to it, there's a physical component to it, and there's always a spiritual component to what is going on in your body. I firmly believe this. So here I am. I'm digging in. I'm digging deeper. I'm finding the physical ailments. I'm finding the emotional ailments. I'm finding the spiritual ailments. And I'm finding ways to prove to myself I am good enough as is. I am smart. I am intelligent. I have 20 something years of education. Okay. Now listen. Okay. I know that I shouldn't have to prove that I am good enough. Okay. Please understand. I know that. But I am a solid evidence kind of person. I need to see the evidence. I am just that way. So yeah, I kind of did need to like do it for me so that I could see for me that you know your shit, lady. So that's what I did. I started to show myself that in fact I was good enough at the things that I know how to do without a company backing me, right? I treated myself like my own nutritional coaching client. I followed my programs. I didn't add any of the supplements. I didn't work with any of the companies for a good 6 months. Didn't take anything. And I started to notice, hey, I'm improving. I'm doing better. I wonder what's going on here. Do I know my shit? I started to program my own workouts. I stopped using apps all the time, right? When I was tired, yeah, I would pull up an app, but 99% of the workouts I did were my own programs. I hosted private yoga classes for myself. I literally cued myself and inhale up and exhale hands to heart center. I literally hosted my own private yoga classes for myself many times a week. And I started to improve. I started to feel good. I started to notice, hey, my body's moving better. Shocking. And then I started to align my work, my workouts, my nutrition with my menstrual cycles. I started to use my knowledge on seed cycling and digging deeper into nutrition for my cycle, moving for my cycle. And guess what? I started to improve. I dedicated really deep into working with my cycle for 4 months straight. And by the 4th month, my cycle had improved dramatically. Dramatically. Wait, what? Hey, I'm proving to myself that I know what the hell I'm talking about, right? I was seeing these solid evidences that I actually knew. I knew what the heck I was talking about. In fact, hey, guess what? I was good enough at what I was doing. I can actually help people in a way that affects change within their body for the positive, right? I can step up and share without this company backing me, without that corporation standing behind me. I am able to help others with the 2 decades of knowledge that I have crammed in my cranium. I am smart enough. I am good enough. I started to really tell myself these things. And as I shifted this, I felt more confident. I felt more confident to sit down at my computer and to start writing out what I was doing for myself. I started getting these ideas that I had on paper, right? And not trying to align them with a certain company. I have written a bazillion different courses. I really have. And every time I write them, they are aligned with the principles of that company instead of just what I wanted to present, which is why I think they never sold, because they weren't honestly and authentically from me. They were aligned with somebody else, right? So I started to get at my computer more. I started to write, and I started to combine these ideas into my computer. It actually started with getting my journal, how I was journaling, into something that I could publish. It's not published yet. It was on the website for a while, but I took it down because I noticed that I completely downloaded the PDF wrong. But it is going to be something that's going to come to the Amazon store. So watch for that. Okay. And I started to see how I could put a course together that would actually share with you guys effective tools that will work if used properly, if used in alignment with what your body needs, right? Excuse me. So I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. I'm doing this shit. Yay! What? I'm doing it. And so this course idea, as I'm sitting here writing this course, I'm like adding in all my recipes. I love to cook. I cook all the time. I love to create simple, easy recipes that you can throw together in 0 time flat, that don't require like you to shop at the weird fancy stores. You just get whatever from your local discount grocery store and you can make amazing meals, right? So as I'm building this course, I'm noticing, hey, all these recipes are coming out of my brain, all these things that I make all the time, and I wanted to share with everybody how awesome it is. And so that actually kind of directed me. Instead of being just the course, I was like, I'm going to kind of mix this together and make a really simple cookbook, a really simple strategy book that will help women get to know their cycles a little better, get a couple great recipes on what to eat during the different parts of their cycle, right? So that led to me producing that first cookbook that came out January 22nd. And I am so freaking proud of it. It's on Amazon. Go look for it. If you don't have your copy yet, grab it. It is awesome, if I do say so myself. Super simple. And then this book is coming out and I'm sharing about it, and I'm noticing that you guys are asking questions about, well, do you have dairy-free options? I'm really allergic to dairy, or dairy's really bothering me right now. Or do you have like meat-free options? Because I find when I eat red meat, I feel bloated, right? Or, I had a lady reach out to me and say, I'm allergic to chicken. Do you have a vegan option for any of this? And then I also had an amazing girlfriend that is vegan and makes these amazing meals. And I was like, this is the next step, right? Because I know for myself, a lot of this process and learning was also learning which foods were causing my symptoms to feel even worse, right? And so for me, things like the dairy sometimes can trigger that. So how do I help you navigate through that? So I got back in my computer and I redid the book so that it's vegan. And that'll be coming out the end of February. Like, okay. So then I have this amazing vegan book now ready to come out in February. And as I am going through these processes, I'm thinking, what about that course that I started back in November? You know, I really started to feel confident, and I feel more confident that what I'm bringing to the table here is so valuable. So I've gone back into my computer and I am going to make a complete course. It is going to be 28 days every single day that you can follow through each part of your cycle with a complete meal plan, complete workouts, complete meditations, complete journaling prompts, everything, like all those things that I put together for myself to prove to me that I could take care of myself, I've put together in this course. And I am so freaking excited that this will be all ready to go like late spring, right? I know that this course is going to affect huge change in so many women's lives. I can feel it. I feel the passion about it. I know that this is why I had to epically fail to get out of my own way so that I could bring out the information that was in my freaking noggin, right? If I didn't have that epic failure, if I didn't fall flat on my face, if I didn't feel like that company was holding me hostage to their ideas instead of allowing me the freedom to express my own, and if I didn't fail epic fail at it, I never would have smacked my face off the ground and then stood back up to see with clarity what I could actually bring to the table. I really do believe that. And I really believe that a lot of these hard times, a lot of these tough things that we go through them for that exact reason, to wake us up to something more fantastic. Or we go through them so that, like the perimenopause shit, I am going through that because I have the knowledge and the understanding of how to get research and how to understand, and so that I can simplify it and I can give it to you guys in a way that is totally simple to understand and follow. I believe that's why I crashed out with perimenopause so hard, right? And I'm super grateful for this failure. And I'm even more grateful that before this failure, I had started to step out of the space of why is this happening to me and into the space of what is this showing me? What role do I play in this? Where's my contribution to all of this? And how am I responsible for my life and my actions around this situation? I'm also so grateful for the women in my life who led this example for me, who started to stand up, who stepped out of restrictive places, who started to step into their knowledge, into their power, into their gift, who started to step into the freedom of sharing who the hell they are. Their example made it clear to me that, hey, if she can do it, you can do it. What's holding you back? Right? I'm so grateful. So yes, I did find my worth in network marketing. I found it through my epic failure, but I am extremely grateful. Now, I guess the burning question that's on everybody's minds is, am I ever going to do another network marketing company? Lord only knows. I'm not committing to anything but sharing with you where I'm at right now, where I am in this moment, what's going on. So that's all for me, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode. If you have questions, please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Who else resonates with this? Who else has had to kind of fall flat on their face to bounce back up and find some absolutely amazing something new for themselves? I'd love to hear from you guys. That's all for me today. We'll see you next week.